Everyone, welcome to tonight's Village Board meeting here on April 28th. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, this evening we'll be starting with trustee Shaughnessy.
Here.
Snagowski.
Here.
Stapleton.
Here.
Kittredge. Here. Maher absent. McClafferty.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we got quite a bit here, so we're going to try and cruise through this as efficiently as possible. First up, the consent agenda, which consists of the following. We have approval of minutes from the Village Board meeting from April 14th and the Committee of Whole from April 21st. We have approval of disbursements from April 15th through April 28th. We have an ordinance O-13-25 amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 504, Section 5.04.060 for alcoholic beverages, decreasing the number of Class A3 liquor licenses related to Capri Restaurant. We have an ordinance O-14-25 amending the Lamont Municipal Code, Chapter 504, Section 5.04.060 for alcohol beverages, decreasing the number of Class F liquor license for Tatum May. We have an ordinance O-15-25 authorizing a stop sign request. We have an ordinance O-16-25 amending the Lamont, Illinois Municipal Code, Title 15, the Building Code of the Village of Lamont for alternative compliance for solar-ready roof sleeve. Next up, we have a resolution R-27-25 for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code, 2025 for the Village of Lamont. We have a resolution R-28-25 authorizing the execution of lead water service line replacement agreements for Phase 1. We need a motion, please.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee McClafferty to approve the consent agenda. Do we have any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Kittredge. Yes. Maher absent. McClafferty.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, motion approved. All right, next up, we have the mayor's report. We have a public hearing for the annexation agreement for the address 12100 Bell Road in Lamont, Illinois. I need a motion to open the public hearing for the annexation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Snagowski at, we'll call it what, 6:34 p.m. Do we have any questions or comments? George, you want to start this off?
Jason, you want to introduce the item, and then I'll open up the public hearing?
Sure. This public hearing concerns the annexation of 15.9 acres located at 12100 Bell Road, commonly known as the Wallen Farm. The petitioner is seeking annexation into the Village of Lamont, and later in the agenda, will seek a rezoning to R5A, single-family detached and attached residential development. The land is undeveloped now, and there's no current development proposal. They're seeking the annexation to help market the property. The request aligns with Lamont's comprehensive plan, and the rezoning was recommended by the Planning and Zoning Commission in March 2025.
Okay, thanks, Jason.
Well, I can, if there's anybody who has any comment regarding this particular item, you can come up to the podium now, and there'll be time for general public comment later on in the agenda, but this is just for 12100 Bell Road. And seeing none, Mr.
Okay.
Mayor, you can close the public hearing.
All right. With that being said, need a motion to close the public hearing for this topic?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kittredge, and we are officially, well, I guess we need all in favor of being exiting, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, motion carries at 6:35 PM. We are done with the public comment on that topic. Next up, similar type of situation, we have a public hearing for the annexation agreement for the address 14306 on McCarthy Road and 14322 McCarthy Road in Lamont, known as 7 Oaks 2. Going to need a motion to open the public hearing for this annexation at these two addresses.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee, I'm sorry, who,
Shaughnessy.
Shaughnessy, seconded by trustee McClafferty, is that correct? All right, and that is at sharp at 6:36 PM. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Okay, we're officially in public comment. Jason?
This second public hearing is for these two properties on McCarthy Road totaling approximately 4 acres. The applicant proposes incorporating the parcels into the village, as well as amending the 2015 Seven Oaks annexation agreement to permit the construction of 24 attached single-family townhomes. The project includes extending Lacey Drive, establishing stormwater management facilities, and providing enhanced landscape buffers as discussed at the PZC and Committee of the Whole. Following the discussion at the March Planning and Zoning Commission, they did vote unanimously to recommend the rezoning and preliminary PUD.
Thanks, Jason, and I know we spent quite a bit of time in the Committee of Whole talking about this project as
We
well.
did, and I want to commend the developer for addressing all the resident concerns.
Awesome, awesome. Any other questions, comments? George, you want a public comment?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At this time, if anybody has any comment for 14306 McCarthy Road, the public hearing, you come on up to the podium. And seeing none, Mr. Mayor, you can.
Okay.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Yep. Okay, we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee McClafferty. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. We are officially done at 6:38 PM with that issue. Next up, we have the mayor's mention. We got quite a bit going on as springtime has sprung. I think we're near record highs today. It's almost summer, so looking forward to that. With that being said, Senator, our Illinois Senator John Kern, our very own, as well as Nicole Laha, are hosting a recycling event on Saturday, May 3rd, from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. at Bambrick Park, located at 1330 Smith Road in Lamont. Please visit the events page at either of their websites for more information, either at replaha.com or senatorkern.com. Also, the always anticipated Market on Canal, hosted by Mabel's Market, will be held on Sunday, May 4th from 9 to 3 p.m. in downtown Lamont. There will be over 50 of the best handmade and vintage vendors, delicious food, and live music and more. Get your tickets for $5 an entry for anyone 12 and up, and find more information at mabelsmarket.com. Also, the Lamont High School presents their spring musical Annie on Thursday, May 8th, Friday, May 9th, and Saturday, May 10th, each night at 7 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. Tickets can be purchased in advance, and pending availability may be purchased at the door. Please visit the event calendar at lamontil.us for more information and the link to purchase tickets. Also, coming up, we have the Quarryman Challenge. Takes place on Saturday, May 10th. Bless you. On May 10th, there is still time to register and to volunteer. Please visit quarrymanchallenge.com for all the information. Bless you again. There's still time. Okay, next up. Also on Saturday, May 10th, the Lamont Garden Club hosts their annual Plants on Parade plant sale from 9 a.m. to noon at the Lamont Park District North parking lot. Carrying on, there will be perennial herbs, vegetables, homegrown seedlings, garden-inspired crafts, and more. Please visit the Lamont Garden Club Facebook for more information. Again, we appreciate all the members of our Lamont Garden Club. Also, a beauty and wellness walk will be held on Saturday, May 10th from 12 to 4 p.m. In downtown Lamont, spas, salons, and wellness spots will offer drop-in classes, demonstrations, activities, and more. Please visit the event post on Lamont Downtown's Facebook page for more information and to register. And this is your reminder, again, to sign up for our urgent and emergency notification system, which is Lamont Alerts, powered by Everbridge. If there is ever an incident in Lamont in which we need to notify residents quickly, and especially to provide any type of instructions, Lamont Alerts is how this information would reach you. Please visit lamontil.us/Lamont Alerts to sign up. If you do not have access to a computer or mobile device and you want to receive these alerts on your home telephone, please call our administration department at 630-257-1590, and the staff will get you entered to receive Lamont Alerts. And lastly, as always, please visit our village website, event calendar, for event listings at lamontil.us and the event calendar at lamontdowntown.com to check out everything about our businesses and everything that's happening downtown. So please check that out. We have a lot going on, especially as the weather heats up. So that is it with mayor's mention. Charlene, do you want to take over the clerk's report, please?
Okay. The first item I have this evening is an ordinance, O-17-25, and this is authorizing the execution of an annexation agreement for the property commonly known as 12100 Bell Road.
Okay, need a motion, please.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Shaughnessy, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Any comments on this?
Mr. Mayor, Jason and I were just talking. There are 3 for each property. I'm comfortable if the board would like, such as 5, A, B, and C. You can take those together as one motion unless someone wants to vote differently for that one. And for D, E, and F, and G, you could take those separately together as a group for each property. I think that you can, that way the clerk doesn't have to call each time, but you can just say, here are the 3 for this property, here are the 4 for this property.
Okay, Mike, can we do this? Can we, I like that idea for shortening this, but before we have a vote, we'll give the opportunity for trustees to say, hey, I would like to vote on this individually if possible. Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, with that being said, any comments on?
Yes, I'll add. So there are 3 ordinances related to 12100 Bell Road. The first one, the annexation agreement. The following one is the annexation ordinance. So this would complete the annexation of the Wallen parcel into the village corporate limits. And then finally, there is a rezoning ordinance, which would rezone the annexed Wallen property to R5A, single-family detached and attached.
Okay, thanks, Jason. Any questions or comments by the trustees or any instruction to vote separately? Because there's how many, there's B and C and D on this, correct?
Yes, it's VA, item
Or
5A, 5B, and 5C.
Got it, got it. Okay. So with that being said, no other questions, comments? Okay, we will have one vote for those 3 related to this one topic. Okay, A, B, and C. Okay, roll call, please.
Okay. Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. Maher absent. McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved for all A, B, and C. Yep,
Here we are. So now the next 3 ordinances, 4, I'm sorry. Get carried away here, okay.
So the next 4 ordinances are related to the redevelopment of 14306 and 1432 McCarthy Road, better known as 7 Oaks 2. Item 5D would amend the annexation ordinance from 2015 to incorporate the expansion. The following ordinance would finalize the annexation of the 2 properties that are required for Seven Oaks 2. The third would rezone those properties to R5 attached single-family residential, consistent with the original Seven Oaks. And then finally, there would be a special use granting a preliminary planned unit development, or PUD, for the 24-unit townhome development.
Thanks, Jason.
You're welcome.
Okay, need a motion, correct, for D, E, F, and G, all relating to 14306 and 14322 McCarthy Road.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Any questions or comments or wishing to vote separately on these by any of the trustees? Okay, roll call then, please.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. Maher absent, McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved for all four, D, E, F, and G. All right.
Okay, let's see. Okay, now we're on BH, and this is an ordinance also, O-24-25, and this is rezoning 1.007 acres for the property located at 1341 Gordon Lane in Lamont. Seven Oaks.
And there's
No, I'm
two,
sorry.
yeah. Just read I as well.
Lamont, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
period.
yeah. All right, yeah, need a motion, please.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Snagowski.
Yes, there are two items on the agenda. The ordinance rezoning the property, followed by a resolution approving a final plat of subdivision for 1341 Gordon Lane. The applicant is seeking a rezoning from R2 to R4 detached single family to allow for a future two-lot subdivision. The proposed final plat of subdivision creates a second lot to the west of the existing home.
And again, this is for both H and I, O-2425 rezoning and R-2925 approving final plat.
That's right, Mayor.
Okay. So again, trustees, any questions or comments or wishing to vote separately for these two? We all good? Okay, so let's have a roll call to approve H and I, please, relating to this.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved relating to 1341, both H and I.
Okay.
Yep,
Did we just do that?
yep. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, I thought we
Yeah.
did that. Okay, all right, sorry. Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Maher absent?
Yes.
And McClafferty, thank you. Okay, now we did it.
Okay.
The next item is also an ordinance, and this is O-25-25. And this is granting a variation to 17.07.020 and 17.10.020. And this is of the Lamont Unified Development Ordinance to allow a detached garage and parking pad at 16 East Custer Street in Lamont.
Okay, need a motion, please. So moved. Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kittredge.
Yeah,
Jason?
as the title of the item says, this is an ordinance that would grant the variation to construct a detached garage and allow for a driveway access.
Thanks, Jason. Any questions or comments regarding this? Okay, roll call, please.
Shaughnessy? Yes. Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge? Yes. Maher absent, McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next ordinance is O-26-25, and this is approving a special use for a preliminary unit, planned unit development for a medical office building at 15505 East 127th Street.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So move.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee McClafferty.
Thank you.
Jason?
Yeah, not any old medical office building. This would be a new home in Lamont for Silver Cross. The proposal brings a state-of-the-art facility to their property on 127th Street. This proposal is for their preliminary plan unit development approval, which would expand their building and include site access, parking, stormwater management, and the like. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval.
Thanks, Jason. And again, we talked about this, very excited to have this in our town. It's going to be a great investment. Again, we don't want to interrupt care of any of our residents. We're going to have the older building that's being torn down to continue to stay open as a new one's being built. So very excited about that. And again, want to thank Silver Cross for their investment, continued investment in Lamont. So any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Maher absent, McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item is also an ordinance, O-27-25, and this is granting a special use for a final plan unit development for a mixed-use building at 801 Street, State Street in Lamont. Jeez.
Thanks, guys. All right, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Kittredge, second by trustee Snagowski.
Thank you.
Jason, here we,
Yes, this is a final plan unit development, end of the line on this agenda for me, right? For a redevelopment project at 801 State Street. A lot of people know this as either a dentist office or the former Singer Hill Grill. The petitioner will preserve the historic character of the existing building, while the PUD limits it to 2 units, a residential or limited commercial unit on the first floor of less than 1,000 square feet, and a residential unit on the second floor. No other uses are approved. The building permit application has already been submitted and is pending zoning approval. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted unanimously to recommend approval.
thanks, Jason. Any other questions or comments on
I
this?
have one quick question.
Yes, sir.
The storage in the back,
Yeah.
why we not just give him a bigger unit? Or is there any reason that he's limited to the square footage in the first floor?
No. I mean, that was, the architect drew the property with the 1,000 square foot unit. That's in the original home. And then that area that's designated for storage was at one point, as trustee Snagowski, I think, mentioned, was a billiard hall at some point historically. So that's a separate part of the building. I don't think it's habitable.
It's not habitable, or?
No. And it's not a permitted use as like a second or third unit. The
Well, it is
community
a-
was pretty clear
It
that
is
they
a
didn't want.
PUD, though. He could come back and ask for it later, amend the PUD if that were the case, Ken. So, I mean, there wouldn't be any, we could consider it.
Yeah. It just seems like rather, if he wanted to do it, I'd rather just do it now and say, hey, I want to put 3 units there, or 2 units, or whatever you're doing, just tell us and we'll do
Through the
it.
testimony, I don't believe there's any interest in doing more than 2 units, and I don't know if you could park more than 2 units on the site. You know, parking for the neighbors was a consistent concern, and they were, you know, fairly pleased with the outcome of what was proposed. But I think you're kind of limited by parking on the site at some point to add uses. You know, the site becomes its own constraint. On a zoning side, we wouldn't approve it.
You wouldn't?
No, because it wouldn't be able to park it.
Is there, we talked, not only this site, but limiting the duration of the PUD. Is there?
PUD is good for 1 year.
1 year, got it. Okay, all right. Any other questions, comments?
The siding, are they keeping that siding and just lapping over it, or are they replacing it?
I don't know, but,
They're putting a LP smart board on it.
yeah.
But what's?
I understand what your question is. I'm just saying what the outside's gonna end up being.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're removing it or,
Or keeping it?
I would,
Is,
Really, they remove it
yes.
and put, you know, then you put up new paper
Yeah, just,
and new
when-
siding,
I'm sure
yeah.
the building department, will make sure they're.
Yes, we know the building department, yes, they'll make sure.
all right. Okay, roll call, please.
Shaughnessy?
yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes.
Maher absent, McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item I have is a resolution, and this is R-30-25. And this is approving award of contract for the year 25 for lead water service line replacement Phase 1.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Ralph, do you want to handle this one?
Sure. Jason, you want this? All right, so we've been talking about this for the last few years. A tremendous amount of hours has gone into this to get to this point as far as coordination with the residents and getting to the Phase 1 bid process. And I want to recognize Brian Wojciechowski for being dedicated to this project for us. He put a lot of hours into this. And also thank HR Green with Robbie and Sylvia and Bruce with their guidance going through this. With that, we had 3 bids on this project for the 35 lines that were identified. 3 bids, with 1 being disqualified for not providing the correct documentation to borrow the money from the IEPA. So the second lowest bid was with IHC Construction for $351,060, which is $119,214 under the engineer's estimate. So staff recommendation is to give the project to IHC Construction for $351,060.
Thanks, Ralph. Putting you on the spot here a little bit. So this is just Phase 1.
This is Phase 1, yes.
Multiple phases.
Yes, we're still in the identification process. Phase 2, I believe, is going to be 20-something, 26 lines.
26.
So we are still in the identification process and moving through that slowly. But the village will be taking advantage of the IEPA State Revolving Fund, which is a 30-year loan at 0%.
And just like again, putting you on the spot, what's kind of the estimate total number of lines in town? I mean, give me a range.
My estimate is 200.
200, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, which
between
is-
100 and 300,
Which
right?
is fantastic from, other towns that have over
Yeah.
2,000.
Yes.
So we've been doing fairly well with our water main projects and upgrading and everything like that, so.
And I bring it up just as a point of reference because
Yeah.
people, might walk away thinking, oh my God, everyone needs their lead pipe,
Not everyone, no.
there's only a couple hundred and the cost again roughly per house.
It's roughly
range.
10,000 for this phase for us. But in comparison, Joliet just did their Phase 5 last year, and they paid $12,400 per line.
Yeah.
So it's a good bid, not the
Yeah.
best bid, but it's still a good bid.
Yeah, and I was hearing as high as 18,000 at some other. So again, approximately 200 lines and, on the higher end, closer to
We're gonna keep
15,000.
looking at it, and Brian's gonna keep with it,
Yeah.
try to get those lines identified as we go through this.
Awesome. And as George just mentioned, we have a federal loan at a pretty good interest rate, which is 0%, is that
Yep.
correct?
A lot of
so-
towns did not receive that.
Yeah. And again, I want to thank staff and everyone's work as far as working on that.
Mayor, the people should know, it's another unfunded mandate that lies in our lap. We have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that we received that from folks who maybe 5 years ago replaced their own line and, and that's the timing of things. But, one thing I want to correct is that the village isn't receiving federal dollars to do all this. We will have to pay this back, albeit at a 0% loan, we will have to pay it back. So it will come from future rate structures, revenues from our water and sewer fund. We were fortunate, based on our hard work and timing and partnerships, to receive that, that loan from the federal government, but we are not receiving federal funds. It's an unfunded mandate. Luckily, we'll be able to do it at a 0% interest rate, but we will have to pay it back, unfortunately.
Yes, and again, that, we talked about this, no one likes when their water rate and sewer rates go up, and we don't like raising them, but we have to stay prudent to make sure we take care of major expenses like this. So not only do we have, connectivity issues across town, pumps going down, new wells having to go up, we have lead pipes as well, as George mentioned. It's a loan at 0%, but we still have to pay it back. So again, this is part of the the water and sewer rates, and this is part of the increases that we've been talking about over the last couple years. So again, appreciate everyone's understanding of what we're doing. We want to stay ahead of the curve. We don't want stuff to break and then say, where's the money at? And then go look for money, through a referendum. We do this by saving the money ahead of time. So again, appreciate everyone's work on this and appreciate getting that loan as well. So any other questions or comments? All right, roll call, please.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Maher absent. McClafferty?
Yes.
It passes.
Okay, motion approved. Great job there, Charlene. Way to hang in there. All right. Mike, Village Attorney Report.
I don't have anything this
All
evening,
right,
Mr. Mayor.
George, Administrator Report.
I have no report, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, any board reports? The only thing I want to mention, this is going back to what we just talked about. We have, in fact, Jason and George and I were just talking about this. We have, I've heard from a couple people like, hey, what's going on with, the Century 21 building? What's going on with the or Centennial building, I should say, and Century 21? What's going on Kitty Corner of, down by Coles? And again, we want to be more proactive, discussing these topics. We're thinking about, trying to figure out maybe some sort of online type of, tool to use. We do have a lot going on. I mean, that's the beauty of Lamont. People, they love Lamont, and a lot of people are looking to invest and live here. So obviously, we go through how many permits a year, Jason? Couple thousand? 1,300. So we can't, we're not going to be posting everything, but, we're going to try and keep people aware, more proactive of, at least maybe commercial type of
Right,
permitting.
yeah. The Community Development Department does maintain a development projects map. Currently, you could view all the development projects. Those are developments that went to the Planning and Zoning Commission and would ultimately go to the village board. So any of the items that were on today's agenda is already on that map, where you could view the Planning and Zoning, the Committee of the Whole, and the Village Board agendas and see all the documents related to those. We are working to put back online our archive of development projects that went from 2019 to 2024. And Centennial Building and others went to the Historic Preservation Commission. So there's lots of opportunities to find this information online. Sometimes we just don't do the best job of making sure that's easy to find.
Yeah.
So we'll work on that.
Yep, no, thanks, Jason, appreciate it. So, anyway, that was my update as far as, communication on projects, because it's great. We got a lot of investment coming into town. We just had several that we just talked about this evening, so, again, stay tuned, and that will be on the website, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, awesome. All right, so that's, any other board reports, staff reports? Chief, Ralph, Darshana, Jason? Nope. All right, any unfinished or new business? Okay, all right, next up, we have the audience participation time. George, you want to take that, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If there's anybody who has anything for public comment, open comment, you can come up to the podium now, and you'll have 3 minutes for open comment. Don't everyone run up to the podium, but, all right, I think we tired you out, but, all right, seeing none, I'll turn it back over to
Okay.
you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, George. All right. No executive session tonight, correct?
Correct.
All right. Well, with that being said, no executive session. Again, we want to thank everyone for hanging in there. We have a lot of good stuff coming up from, building standpoint, but also activities downtown. Quarryman, you name it, it's coming up. Weather's getting warm, so appreciate everyone for coming out tonight. And with that being said, we are going to need a motion to adjourn, please.
So move. Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Roll call, please.
Shaughnessy?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Maher absent. McClafferty?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Thank you, Ned.